What's going on, YouTube? Back once again in the shed, and I welcome you to another review. Thank you for joining me. It's quite sunny and nice outside, but the wind keeps blowing, so I kept it in here in the hope that the wind won't hit the mic too much, but it might do anyway. If it does, I'll learn from the mistake and we'll fix it in future. So hopefully it's not too bad that you can't put up with it right now. Not a lot to report really. It's a Sunday, not a lot going on. My ribs getting much better, man, much better. Still twinge a little bit, but I can move, I can sort of bend down, I can do stuff again. The only thing that's driving me up the wall about it is I can move, I can bend down, I can do stuff, but the one thing I can't do is lay down flat. As soon as I lay down flat, it's like it winds me and I can't breathe. So I'm having to like sleep sat up all night. So, you know what I mean? And that makes you ache and makes you feel cruddy because you got broken sleep. But that's the main thing that I'm trying to get over. Apart from that, it's alright. So, Today I'm smoking. It was a cheap pipe. It's got diamonds stamped on it, you know, like the filters. So it's probably a like cheap, tacky, but it's got a meerschaum lime bowl, and it's not too bad. Couldn't smoke it at first. It was like it used to always smoke too hot, and then all of a sudden, smoke like a dream. Likes to whistle a bit though. Sometimes when you're pulling on it, it's like. Right. What are we doing today? Oh, what have I got in the pipe? Thomas Radford's Sunday Surprise. That's what's in there. It's one of my new favourites. As for Snuff, we are doing another one which is a little pipe related, and that is Paul Gotard's Latakia. Some of the snuffers that aren't pipe enthusiasts might not necessarily know what Latakia is. So, but when you're a pipe smoker, it's something you learn about quite quickly. So, Latakia is, let me think. It's a sun-dried and smoke-cured tobacco, which was originally grown in Syria, but due to civil war and wars and stuff that are going around in that area, it's now made in Cyprus. And there is a bit of a debate whether the old Latakia is the same as the Latakia that's made in Cyprus. I never smoked Syrian, but I think if you actually get some Latakia that's grown in Syria, then it's like gold dust, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's mainly grown in Cyprus now. But what makes Latakia special, I think, is it's got a very distinctive scent to it, and a very distinctive I did it. Right, so it's a very distinctive scent and taste to it. For a lot of non-smokers, it's a deal breaker. Latakia is like the one that gets you kicked out of the house by your missus. But for the smoker, a lot of the time, they love it. I love it. But you know, apparently how Latakia came about was you know, when they were growing it in Syria and it came to the point where they would ship it out and sell it to the tobacco blenders. I've heard stories that it was because of bad weather, which, you know, knocked back the the harvest and they couldn't get it out before spring, before winter. I've heard that it was just that they had a big crop, so they had a lot left over. Whichever it was, it meant they had to try and keep it fresh until the following spring. So, this is, I don't know what the exact date is, but there was no internet, I can tell you that much. But, this is old style, in your hut, in your house, you're cooking your food, you probably got some animals in there, and they would put the tobacco leaves up and hide them in the rafters, which basically created a slow, low temperature smoke curing, and then all the cooking from the cooking and the animals and whatever, all that melded together. So when they went back there in the following spring, they were like, whoa, what's been happened to this? This is a completely different tobacco. Hence Latakia was born. Oh, the one thing I did miss out was the reason why it's called Latakia, and that is because the main port in Syria was called Latakia. So yeah, that's about all I know about it. But as a pipe smoker, and a few of my pipe smoker friends, as soon as they see that Latakia, they think, oh, that's different. So I went and bought it. So without further ado, let's crack into her and see what she's saying, shall we? Yeah, so I decanted it into another pot so I could get a good look at it. But it is fairly dark. I would say it's a medium to a medium fine grind. I think it's sort of like the coloring's mixed, so you've definitely, I think, got some gold flecks and then some sort of like coffee brown flecks. Majority of it is coffee brown, but some gold flecks is what I'm trying to say. And moisture, it is, medium moisture, medium dry, just under medium. Yeah, so let's crack into the tin note. And at the tin, it definitely smells like Latakia, but I would say it smells a little bit more of a sweeter Latakia and a little bit more perfumey, or a bit floral than when, in comparison to when you smell it, out of a tobacco tin. So let's always come prepared. Could see it, couldn't you? They'd laugh at me. Ting. And you stab them in the eye like John Wick. Okay, let's get a little snifferoonie and see what it's saying, shall we? Yeah, it is quite medium dry because on this medium spoon, it's not wanting to clump up and sit on top of the spoon as much. Okay, so definitely smells like Latakia. But it kind of smells, I don't know, a bit different. It smells a little bit more floral, a little bit more sweet, incensey. That's the word that I'm looking for. It smells a bit more like, yeah, like an incense. That kind of thing. Let's go for number two. Yeah. So it's got a kind of woodiness about it. Smells a little bit sort of smoky, campfirey. I mean, Latakia is a type of tobacco, so you're going to get a lot of overlap with. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a topping as such. It's actually a type of tobacco, so there's going to be a lot of overlap with, you know, there's some natural tobacco scents, and that's that sort of woody, smoky, campfire bit of sort of like that aged leather sort of smell in the background. No, I quite like it. I think it's pretty good. I think if you like smoke a pipe and you like Latakia, then you're gonna like this. But if you don't smoke a pipe and you never smelt Latakia in your life, you might it might need to grow on you. That's what I'd say, because it's exactly the same when you crack open a tin. When you first start smoking pipe tobacco and you open that tin, and Latakia, for me, it smelled like feet. It had a weird cheesy gone off scent to me. Do you know what I mean? But then it grew on me, and then I started to appreciate it. So I imagine you could have a similar experience with snuffing it. So it's one that, if you're going to give it a go and you're not sure and you don't like it at first, stick with it, because it might grow on you. But for me, as a pipe lover and already being indoctrinated into the Latakia fan club, it's going to be recommendation, grade A, seal approval. That's all I can give it, because I quite like it. Can't stop using it. And I don't know, you know, I like opening up a tin of tobacco and burying my face in it, and this is like really similar to doing that, really. So what's not to like? So I shall leave it there without dragging this video on too long. So I'm going to say, remember to tap, pinch and toot, and that's because there's 3 ingredients to your enjoyment, and your enjoyment is all I got for you. So remember to come back to the shed, and until then I shall bid you farewell.